Children, Mr. Pierce here. So to get you ready for class on Tuesday, that's Core C, or Wednesday for Core D, you need to listen through this video and complete the Google form at the end. Now, if you see in class what I have for us planned, we're going to apply the skill that I'm teaching you in this video to your own family history project. Okay? So this is an important skill about how to make good interview questions. Let's take a look. A few tips about making a good interview questions. Number one, and this is all based on experience that I have of working with the Family History Project in the past. These are things to not do, okay? Be sensitive, especially about death or tragic events. Some of the things that you are researching are pretty big deals, really life-changing and effective, so don't sit down with your grandpa who fought in World War II and say, "Did you kill anybody?" If he did kill someone, he probably doesn't want to talk about it, or at least not like that. So approach these topics with sensitivity. If they decide to share information, that's fine, but you don't pursue it. That's insensitive. Now, one thing that you need to do, make sure that you get enough information or details to tell a story. One problem that people find is that they don't do enough in the interview questions to really tell an interesting story. So you have to tell a story. You need to keep on asking questions until you get enough information to tell a good story. The flip side of that, don't tell their life story. We don't need to know everything about grandma or grandpa. You need to focus just on the one event that you wrote about in stage one. Okay? Sometimes our relatives have lots of cool stories, but for this project, it only works if you focus on one event. Here's a tip about how to get enough information. Ask questions about what you've already researched. Go look at your stage 2 draft and think to yourself, okay, well, can I ask them about this key term? If you're still stuck about questions or you want to see some examples, I have posted a PDF onto I've shared it with you on Google Drive. Here it is. So just some possible interview questions, some reminders, okay? A story of there's a picture right there. All right, so this is something to look through. Again, notice you're trying to create the story of the relative. So that's the focal point of the interview. Last thing that you need to do, now that you've heard this little mini lecture, you're going to click on in the details of this video. You'll find a link to a Google form, and here's what the Google form looks like. No, that's not the Google form. All right, you're going to write down 4 sample questions that you think you could ask Jamie. So you're imagining that Jamie was your relative. What would be some interview questions that you might have about Jamie's story? Okay, so you're going to submit 4 different questions, and then what we will do in class, if we go back to the menu, okay, we're going to apply the skill. So we're going to take a look at the questions the class comes up with. We're going to evaluate them, and then in class on Tuesday, if you have not already, you will write your own questions after we've practiced this skill. Okay? So, let's recap. Tips for good interviews. PDF sample full of questions. And then fill out the Google form, and we're going to be ready to go in class right away. Sound like a plan? Wonderful. Great. Have a blast. Yeah. Go team.